Well, it's been a minute since we did an update. This is actually day 50. It all started April 3rd. Today is May 23rd. A bunch of stuff has happened over the past 2.5 weeks.
Yes.
So we thought we'd give you another update. First of all, our son Clay
Yes.
came to visit from San Diego. Spent several weeks with us. And all three of our boys have been so supportive and spending time with us, and we appreciate it very much. Love them very much. And Clay had to go back yesterday, rescue his dog from the doggy daycare, and wait for his wife to arrive from Australia last night. I think they're back together finally.
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, let's go back a couple of weeks. Prior to the start of the radiation treatment, Miss Barbara just up and decided one night it'd be a good idea that after the Bonnie Raitt concert on a Thursday night, what date was that?
That was the 2nd of May, I think.
2nd of May, we went up to Montgomery and we saw Bonnie Raitt. Tell us about that concert.
Oh, it was an amazing concert. If any of you know Bonnie Raitt and you never have the opportunity to go see her, do so. She's amazing. Blues kind of folk.
Look her up on Spotify or YouTube. You're going to love her.
Music.
You're going to love her.
Music.
If you don't already know her, most of our viewers probably know her.
I hope so.
Yeah, Bonnie Raitt. But anyway, that concert was awesome.
Yes.
We spent the night in Montgomery.
We did.
Got up early the next morning and drove about 375 miles to McHenry, Mississippi.
Yep. Our good friends Joan and Mike.
Two of our best and most cherished friends in the whole world, Joan and Mike Riddle. Needed a break, a getaway, and we really needed to talk to them in person.
Yes.
So we went to McHenry, Mississippi to see Joan and Mike. Had a great weekend. I'm not going to lie to you, the trip there and the trip back was rough on me. But Miss Barbara on the way back did most of the driving. It was just a very peaceful, very loving weekend with good friends. We enjoyed that a lot.
Very much, very much.
I'll say, so we get back here and we meet with Dr. McAllister, the chemo oncologist. And I don't know if we mentioned in prior updates that the cancer had moved to the brain or had been in the brain. So not only the bones, the lung, the bones, and the brain. Kind of put a kink in the hiccup there.
A little bit. It just meant we couldn't start chemotherapy right away.
Right, because one of the drugs that was involved in chemo kind of intensifies radiation in the brain, and they didn't want to take any chances frying my brain bucket. So they put that off until I think like the 6th of June.
Something like that.
Somewhere in that area we're going to start chemotherapy. But that Monday, after seeing McAllister, we went over to see Dr. Patel, the radiation oncologist, and we started radiation right away that day. So it was scheduled to be cycled for 20 treatments. So we got that started. And by the end of the first week, I was already feeling relief in my ribs and my shoulder blade on my right side. So that was an answer to prayer. That was good. But by the third week, my left side was tearing me up. So, having talked with him in the past few days, they're going to add another 20 sessions on the left side the day that they do my last treatment on the brain. That way, I can go right into chemo.
Yes.
Because the brain won't be involved anymore. And Dr. Patel, the radiation oncologist, can go ahead and radiate
Your left shoulder.
my left shoulder and shoulder blade. So anyway, between that and Bonnie Raitt,
Yes.
I told you our son Clay was here. Now, Miss Barbara had tickets to go see a concert in Jacksonville. I just wasn't going to be able to make it. That wasn't going to work. So she contacted her good friend Peg out in Jacksonville,
Yeah.
a Navy friend,
Yes. She was the hospital corpsman.
and as it got closer to the time for the concert,
Peg got the flu.
she got the flu and was feeling ill and really had to back out. So who was left?
Clay. Clay graciously drove me all the way to Jacksonville. He got us a hotel room. We went up on Friday. The concert was Saturday night. And then we came back home on Sunday, which was Mother's Day.
Now tell them what the concert was.
George Strait, Chris Stapleton, Little Big Town.
Really? That's all?
That's all. Just the king. I will tell you, there is nobody in this world that can follow Chris Stapleton except for somebody of the caliber of George Strait. Amazing concert. We had a
She
great
said
time.
it was incredible.
It really was.
And I'm glad they had a great time. I'm glad she had someone to go up there with, and they had a good time hanging out, going to the concert. I'm sure they did a lot of talking on their drive there and back, and that's good for the spirit, good for the soul. I'm glad she had that opportunity. We went to my treatment that Friday, and right after treatment, they took off for Jacksonville, so I didn't get left high and dry. The boys came over and spent the
Yep.
weekend with me, JW and Michael, and I appreciate that. So anyway, they took in the concert, Chris Stapleton, Little Big Town, and the King George Strait.
Is everybody having a good time tonight? Come on, is everybody having a good time tonight? There is one as bright as brandy on the high station all the time.
So I'm glad they got to do that.
Yeah, it was a good time, a good weekend. I'm very thankful
It's
for
a
that.
great weekend. So anyway, they come back on Sunday, and we fall into our second week of radiation. And by midway that second week, my head was killing me. It was throbbing 24/7. So we saw the doctor on Monday, and I said, look, this ain't, something's wrong. This headache. He goes, do you normally get headaches? I go, no. He goes, well, that's probably us. That's probably the radiation causing the headache, because after the radiation treatment, your brain does swell a little bit and causes pressure, and therefore, obviously, headaches. So he stepped up my steroids to the point where I'm taking 4 a day now. And I think he's moved me back to 3 a day as of today. Or 4 a
The
day.
pharmacy said that
Take
was
'em
their
4 a day.
mistake. We're supposed to take 4 a day.
4 a day. So I'll be on at least 20 more weeks of 4 a day.
Well, you might go down
Yeah,
when it's not as much radiation.
yeah,
The steroids is really to protect the brain.
yeah. Trying to make sure I don't forget anything in between. The
No?
boys came over one day and helped me wrap the RV with the sunshades. I just couldn't do the ladder. I couldn't get it out. I just feel awful.
Well, we spent Monday with JW. It was his birthday.
That's right.
And that was after treatment. We went and took him out to eat. And then you and JW and Clay, we all went over to his brother's home. And Art has a side-by-side.
That's right.
And you guys got to, and even Clay got to drive. You guys went mudding and
We burned some dirt roads that afternoon.
saw something that you've never seen before.
Well, first of all, we saw 3 cops. There's a side-by-side with 6 people overloaded. Everybody in there's got a beer, including the driver. And we come across a stuck on a dirt road, a stuck ambulance. What the heck was he doing on that dirt road anyway?
There was no homes there.
No.
So your imagination
I
can
know.
go wild.
So as we were pulling away, we stopped to see if there was anything we could do. We couldn't, obviously, with just the 4-wheeler, we couldn't pull them out. It was a big old ambulance. But as we're pulling away, the Pokies are pulling up
Yeah.
behind us. But they were there to escort the tow truck down there. And then we drive back toward Art and Kelly's house and meet another Pokey with his lights on, scared us all to death. But that's dirt road running in the south, you know, you just... But Clay had a great time. JW was with us. And I just knew Clay would enjoy it. It'd make a good memory, and him and JW did enjoy it. Let's see, what else? Cody almost got bit by a rattlesnake out here.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Took her out here walking at the tree line.
Cody and I have rules. I don't go off the road. I don't go off the path. And Cody takes him all over the place.
Anyway, we went in the weeds, and somewhere in that pine straw around those little cedar trees over there was a rattlesnake. How he did not bite her, I'll never know. But she got all up on top of him and started backing up and jumping, and I had to get her back over here to the RV and give her a good inspection, and I could see nothing. We watched her that entire evening, gave her some Benadryl and some aspirin, and she hadn't had a hiccup. So she obviously didn't get bit. I don't know how she didn't. But that worked my nerves to the end that day. They're already frazzled, and now I'm getting my dog snake bit. So